coming over the top of, I believe, Oakley. Great catch, great hook.
Robinson guarding Davis now. Will have to kick it back out. Shot clock is down to 8. Davis had nowhere to go with the ball after Avery came in to help on defense. Now that starts a break. Brown going in for the lay-in. Chucky Brown now with 4 straight field goals, and it closes the gap now here midway through the third quarter.
You know this team isn't just going to lay down and die. They're the world champs.
Lead is cut down to 3 now. Carter goes in on Duncan, who could not get a piece of it.
So that was a tough hook. And he put a lot of arch on that one.
24 now for Vince Carter. One of the NBA showmen, Doug Christie, is going to be called for reaching that time on Tim Duncan. That is his second. That is the team's second. And that'll bring us to a timeout. So after getting off to another slow start here in the third quarter, the Spurs have shot back here off a good rebounding effort. Picking up their second half performance. The next 99.5 Kiss Road Warrior party is Tuesday night at Fatso's Sports Garden on Bandera Road. Come cheer on your world champion Spurs as they take on Reggie Miller and the Indiana Pacers. Get there early and join the Spurs Coyote and the folks from 99.5 Kiss to register for a chance to win Spurs tickets, CDs, and other great prizes. Tuesday night against Indiana, that wraps up the road trip here. You know what, when you're looking at the road trip schedule, you would have thought their toughest game would have been Toronto. You take a look, that's exactly how it's figured out when you take a look at hustle stats here. It is a tough one indeed.
Well, from the beginning, I picked Toronto as the dark horse in the East because they are so talented. They have 82 games for the young people to get more experience. Come playoff time, they could be a monster.
That is a 4th foul, by the way, on Davis just called. By the way, the Spurs heated up, shooting 56% in the third quarter. But guess what? Toronto topped that with another big block there against Avery Johnson. They're shooting 78%. Now Carter trying to go up on Chucky Brown, and he draws a foul. That is Brown's first, a team first now here in the third quarter.
Well, I don't know about that call there. I'd have to see. Here you see a great play by Avery Johnson, but you see Antonio Davis come out of nowhere to catch that ball off the glass. Leads to a fast break by Vince Carter. It looked to me on the other end that Chucky Brown really was moving his feet well and may have gotten into position.
By the way, that is the 9th block of the game for the Toronto Raptors. And here's a look at the rest of that, Sean.
It
looks like he got the ball. I think they called it off the bump, although he leaned in to draw the foul. He stayed straight, and I think he got all ball on that.
Well, that's what you call a superstar call.
In his second year, not bad.
Yeah, Michael, Magic, those guys get those calls.
Robinson outside short. Christie with a board. Spurs now out being rebounded 28-21. Christie again for the 3, got it. His first 3-pointer of the game, his 25th of the year, and it gives Toronto their largest lead of the game at 10.
And make no mistake, Doug Christie is a very talented player. He can play 1, he can play 2, or he can play 3.
Part of a 7-0 Toronto run right now, and called for traveling as Brown took a step before he put the ball down.
Chucky just moved his feet that time, shuffled him a little bit, got caught in between, thinking if he was going to pass the ball, shoot it, or put it on the floor.
Quick pass outside to Brown to lead to Vince Carter, who drives in on Brown for the dunk. Easily the most impressive of the night, only his second slam of the evening. This one coming as the Spurs are forced to call a timeout.
What a play, and that's exactly what we're talking about when you talk about containing Vince Carter. That was a monster move. Look at this move here. Crosses over Chucky Brown. Good defense, and goes over the top of the big fella. That is a la Michael Jordan. That is tough to stop. It shows you why Vince Carter was voted the most exciting player in the NBA. Crosses over Chucky and goes up over Big Dave. Now, Big Dave did the right thing in not trying to block that shot because he can't get that high anymore. I mean, Vince Carter was really off the floor. He was eye level with the rim. That's our Whataburger Whata shot.
What are you going to give it, though?
Well, we're only going to give it a 1.
Well, of course we're only going to give it a 1. It's a Spurs broadcast, for crying out loud.
Absolutely right. I'm playing the role of the Russian judge.
That's right.
I'm not giving up any high marks for the enemy.
You guys at the GDR, you're tough. Hey, there's an answer for you. Tim Duncan with a monstrous slam on the other end after a 12-point lead, the largest lead for Toronto. Now closes the gap to within 10. Good news is, folks, Avery Johnson is now 2 away from breaking Johnny Moore's all-time assist record with the Spurs. Just 2 more needed. Charles Oakley with a 2. Foot on the line.
And now look at this Toronto Raptors team. The 5 players they have out there on the floor right now are as good as any combination anybody in this league can come up with.
Spurs need to turn it on now. Mario with another 3-pointer. That is his 4th of the night.
I told you when he gets his feet set, he can knock him down as well as anybody.
Gets him back within single digits now. Defensive stop needed here. Shot clock down to 10. Timeout is called. A 20 is called by Toronto because they were not happy with the set, and they were afraid that the defense is going to step up here and change the course of this game. Boy, Mario Elie already, Sean, with 4 3-pointers in this game. He's got 22 for the season so far.
Well, Avery does a great job of penetrating, sucking the defense in out to Chucky Brown. He does the right thing to swing it to a man who's hit threes all day for you.
Let's look at Elie. He has done such a super job. Right now, he is 4 of 5 from 3-point range. He has only missed 1 from beyond the arc in this game. And he alone has helped keep the Spurs from this 3rd quarter down.
Well, look at this Toronto Raptors team going back to him. Doug Christie now is your 1. He's a 6'6" player, 6'7" maybe at the most. He's extremely versatile. Then you have Vince Carter at your 3, and you have Tracy McGrady at your 2 spot.
Oh, and then an answer right away by Vince Carter with his first 3-pointer of the game. He now has 31. He's closing in on his season high so far. Get this, the Spurs are shooting 54%. Knocked down another one for Avery Johnson, but Toronto's countering with 83%. Avery trying to answer, but that's only his first field goal of the second half, so he's only up to 16 as Carter has just exploded here.
Well, they've only allowed Vince Carter a few drives, which is good. The thing is, he's hot from the outside, and that's something that you really couldn't count on.
McGrady gets the friendly rim. It won't go in, and Duncan is there for the board. Johnson has to back it out with 13 left on the shot clock. Trying to do a pick and roll with Tim, but he gets a left-hander to go. Give Avery credit. Back up now to 18 points, back within 10.
And Avery has really been the answer for this team offensively. And coming from a small forward standpoint, it's tough when you're guarding a guy like Vince Carter and you can't go back at him. The defense, the offense isn't designed for Chucky Brown really to go back at Vince Carter, and it allows him to rest on defense.
Off the Carter miss, Elie was trying to make the pass, and Carter came back down to tap it out. So it'll be Spurs ball with 19 seconds left. Brown will take a seat, so will Avery. Jared Jackson and Terry Porter check into the game for the Spurs.
Now, Greg, if you take a page from the old school NBA, I'm talking the 80s, maybe the early 90s, if you had a guy like Vince Carter get hot, well, you went back at him. You make him play defense so he gets tired. He's fresh now because really the bulk of the scoring for the Spurs doesn't come from the outside guy, so he doesn't really worry about playing defense.
Boy, Tim Duncan is only his 14th point of the game compared to Carter's 31. A battle of 2 former rookies of the year. Both came into this game with the same scoring average of 21.6. And so far, obviously, Carter's doing a better job with his shot. Look at this one. Does it drop? No. Outside, Duncan trying to haul it in that time. Loose ball foul charged against Charles Oakley. He's extremely unhappy, and he lets Dan Crawford know it, and that is his 4th foul. One more, we're in the penalty for the Spurs.
And I love to see Terry Porter in the game now. I was thinking a while back when Toronto was coming up with big plays, it's Terry Porter time. We need to get him in the game, because he always comes up big.
TP time. Here's Duncan from the outside. Too hard off the glass. Robinson's there for the board. And right away, Kevin Willis, who checked into the game, fouls him. So that is Willis's third as well. So David will go to the line, where again the Spurs have struggled this afternoon.
There you see Tim, just a little long on the bank. Big fella out muscles Kevin Willis for it. When you see a play like that, though, it scares me in the sense that that's how he got his stinger in the first place and hurt or had the pain down his right shoulder. Similar kind of play where Kevin Willis comes over the top and thankfully didn't pull Dave's head back or jam his neck at all.
Look at the Twin Towers there. You see Duncan and Robinson combining for only 20 points together so far. Spurs now on an 8-0 run, trying to answer what Toronto did to open up this third quarter. And now slowly pulling back.
You see the size of Toronto trying to post JJ with 6'8" facing McGrady.
Nowhere to go for McGrady as he went up and under, and the ball came off the underneath part of the basket, so it's Spurs ball.
Again, inexperience on his part that time. If you're going to draw a lot of people towards you, right here, Tim, Dave, all around you, somebody has to be open. Take another dribble, find the open man.
Marielli now driving into lane. He had it partially blocked by Willis. Is knocked out, still Spurs ball, but only 8 on the shot clock as we're winding to a close in this third quarter. Quick inbounds pass to Ellie, who goes up high off the glass. It won't go. Willis pulls down another board. That is 29 rebounds now for Toronto compared to 24 by the Spurs. Malik Rose getting ready to check back in. Carter has a ball strip, but it's picked up nicely by Toronto. McGrady makes him pay. Tracy McGrady with his first field goal of the second half, 8 points of the game. Michael Stewart is now checked in for Toronto as well.
Just talent on the part of Tracy McGrady last time.
How did Duncan get that ball? How did he have the soft touch to get it to fall?
How did he catch it? How did he catch that ball?
I do not know. But
somebody tell me, please.
He got the Spurs back within 4. He's had his best quarter so far in the game here in the third period.
He just has gloves. He has incredible hands. I've never seen hands like that.
8 of the 16 so far coming in the third period after he had foul trouble in the first. Michael Stewart working against Robinson, and Duncan will come up with the board to start the break. Leaves it for Porter. Pull up for the 3. Won't go. Tapped out by Duncan to Ellie. 3. No, won't go. Tapped out again. This time it's Christie who hauls it in. Jaren Jackson will be called for the forearm as they bring it into the front court. And that will be Jaren's first. It will be only the team's second here in the period. Boy, how did he haul this in? Here's the evidence. I still don't know how he did it.
Look at the pass. I mean, there's receivers that are playing today that can't make that catch.
Vince Carter's career high is 34. He is now 3 away from tying that, 4 away from breaking that. And Avery Johnson still needs 2 assists to get past Johnny Moore. Doug Christie off the curl. Won't go on the 3. Willis there for the board. Christie with the reset. Won't go again, and that ends the third period of play. So the Spurs allowing the perimeter game to try and open up for the Toronto Raptors, but they managed to shoot well themselves in that third period and keep it close. As we go to the break, we're ready to start the fourth and final quarter in Toronto with the Spurs down by 4. Mark third quarter recap. The Spurs have improved their shooting percentage. The Raptors crept that close as well, 48 to 47%. Boy, Vince Carter is now 3 away from tying, 4 away from breaking his all-time career high. Avery Johnson, 18 points. Remember, his season high is 22. That was against Detroit. But look at this. The Twin Towers combined tonight, only 23 points. Part of that problem was the fact that Duncan was saddled with early foul trouble before we got going. Well, he needs a breather. I don't know why, right? 12-point lead, so has been the big lead for the Toronto Raptors in this game, but the Spurs have kept it a little closer here starting the fourth quarter.
Well, Vince Carter needs a breather because as high as he's jumping, there's no oxygen up there. There's no air.
12,500 feet, you must have oxygen. It won't go for Duncan. He gets the foul, though, to go. And that'll be on Michael Stewart. That is his first, the team first in the quarter. Here's another bad stat to break in here. Toronto, when they lead going into the fourth and final quarter, are 7-0 so far. They have not been defeated. And again, keep in mind, their incentive here, besides the fact they're playing the world champs, they have never beaten the Spurs ever in the history of their franchise on their home court, albeit a short history, but still have never been able to do that.
Well, after all the dunking, after all the excitement, we're down 3 to start this quarter, so that bodes well, extremely well for our team.
You have to like that if you're the Spurs. Faced with the fact you haven't done as well rebounding as you should. You certainly haven't done as well blocking as you should. And your perimeter game is starting to heat up. Mario Ellie, speaking of defense, pulls in the big steal to Terry Porter, who runs the floor, leaves it for Malik Rose, can't get it to go. Duncan is there for the follow. So Tim Duncan now heating up. That is 19 so far for Tim. And the Spurs are within 1. Oh, bad pass in that time. They were looking for Kevin Willis, but Del Curry led him a bit too much.
Well, now you have a team that's making things happen out there. You have Malik, Mario, Tim, and of course the guy who really has been the hero this year, Terry Porter.
10 turnovers so far for Toronto in this game, coming off a season low 9 against Washington the other night. Nice look by Tim, can't get it to go, tries to follow, and he gets it to go the second time.
And before you know it, I don't care what Toronto was going into the fourth quarter this year. They're down now. Now the pressure's on them.
75-74. The Spurs finally take over the lead. Oh, offensive foul as Mario Ellie is thrown to the ground. Called against Toronto. Michael Stewart, that is his second. It won't go down as a team foul, but that is a big turnover.
Here you see Mario trying to follow Tracy McGrady off, and Michael Stewart doesn't have his feet set. And Mario does a good job of selling the foul as well.
Little screaming never hurt. Duncan guarded one-on-one by Willis. It won't go. He made the nice turn, but it rolled off the side of the rim.
Well, sometimes, Greg, I forget, because in all the excitement, that a dunk is 2 points.
Blocked by Malik off of Muggsy, starting the break. Porter looking for help. Ellie in the corner, tried to pass to Tim. He hauls it into Jaren Jackson in the corner, got it for the 3. What a recovery by Jaren. An 8-0 Spurs run, a 4-point lead. Toronto is going to have to call a timeout with 9:54 remaining. After being down by as many as 12, it has swung in favor of the Spurs, who are up by 4. We'll return to Spurs basketball following this break and this message from Southwest Airlines.
The Raptors are contending that Tim Duncan stepped out of bounds on this pass, but what they don't see here is, yes, Tim is out of bounds. Freeze it! Right there, but he's not touching the ball. He comes back in, then makes the pass to JJ, who gets his feet set, knocks the 3 down. See, I always wanted to do that, Dick Vitale. Freeze it!
Freeze it, baby! Excellent job, Sean Elliott. Excellent job, Tim Duncan, maintaining control down the stretch. And the Spurs now own the 4-point lead. They are not shuttered by the fact Vince Carter has done so well tonight with 31. Carter has been resting some of this time period and still is enjoying a breather now, not in the game. And the Spurs have managed to take over the lead with him sitting on the bench.
Well, he's been all the scoring. He's one of 2 guys for this Toronto Raptor team that are in double figures.
That pass almost goes awry. There's 2 seconds on the shot clock. He's going to have to put up it, and it will not go. But Charles Oakley gets the bounce to go his way with Malik chasing him, and he leaves the ball behind. Malik makes him pay. Jaren Jackson didn't have his eyes open. Muggsy Bogues comes up with a turnover, so Toronto back in control.
That's a mistake you never see us make, especially in the fourth quarter.
Dale Curry for the three. It comes off to Mario, so it doesn't turn into points. Mario Alley has it tapped around. Muggsy Bogues is a guy who got the strip. McGrady hauled it in. So another back-to-back turnover for the Spurs. Inside to McGrady. Back out to Muggsy Bogues. 5'3", can't bury it. Trying for the putback of McGrady, who gets an arm across the face. And he goes down hard. Foul will be on Malik Rose. That'll be his third, the team first in the quarter. And he's checking his front teeth after that knock. We'll see the Maple Leafs play in here. So if you're going to play with a hockey team, you got to be able to lose your front teeth.
Well, it gets a little physical. There he got hit right in his face. And then you see Charles Oakley. Malik Rose went to kind of see if he was okay, and Charles Oakley looked like Mama Bear, just like protecting his little cub, trying to keep him away.
Well put. McGrady at the free throw line. He hits the first of two. This is only his second trip there. He only has 8 points. He's been limited tonight. Chucky Brown checks in now for San Antonio. McGrady back for the second and makes them both.
Muggsy Bogues is pesky, to say the least.
Spurs have outscored Toronto now 18-4 in the last 4 minutes. That's after Toronto led at one time 72-60.
Well, you need some help there for Tim Duncan in the post. He's going to destroy anybody down there, especially when he makes strong moves like that.
Duncan with 23 on the night so far. Bogues with the pass around the horn to the corner. It won't go. Tapped out, and Malik Rose hauls in the board.
That was a heads-up play by Chucky Brown. Did you see that? He didn't have position against Antonio Davis. Instead of trying to fight and get the over back, he just taps the ball to an open man.
Malik imploring for illegal defense. Skip pass around the horn. It goes to Jaron. A little long on the three-point attempt. Oakley leaves it for Bogues. Wide open for the shot. Won't go. Duncan board. Boy, wide open. Nobody picked him up on the jumper.
They parted the sea for him that time.
Duncan working against Oakley, and Oakley will be called for the strip, and he goes right into the face of Ken Maurer and picks up the technical.
Well, Charles Oakley, he's not a shot blocker. The thing Charles Oakley does, he does the same thing as J.R. Reed. They're great at stripping the ball once you show it to him. That time, maybe he gets a little bit too much arm. You see Tim face him up, creates a little space for himself, and didn't look to me like he got any ball that time.
All right, Ken Maurer rings him up. So to shoot the free throw is Terry Porter for the technical. That goes. So Porter gets a tee. That expands the Spurs lead. Butch Carter complaining that it should not have been a foul on Oakley. And now Oakley's pleading his case again to Ken Maurer on the sidelines. And Duncan goes back to the free throw line now to shoot his free throws after the foul. It drops in.
Free throws are going to help this team pull away. If Tim Duncan is going to go to the line and knock his free throws down, this team is going to expand their lead.
There's a comparison to the two stars in this game, the two rookies of the lead, and your leading scorers is brought to you by Mama's Family of Great Restaurants. So far, a great comeback by the Spurs, that they can hold off from Carter. Carter back in the game now to taking the breather. And the Spurs took over the lead at the time. Porter for the three. It's off to the left of the rim, and McGrady gets the rebound.
So Vince Carter coming in with that shot last time, way short, but he's been sitting on the bench for a long time.
D. Brown with a top and stop and pop over Chucky Brown. And that's only Brown's first, well, I take that back, his first two-point field goal. His second field goal, he has a three to his credit. That happened in the third. Closes the gap now within 5. Jaren Jackson for the three. No. Tapped out by Rose. Should be Toronto ball it is.
That time, JJ just shot that a little too quickly. He was wide open, and you know, really, that is the toughest shot to make. When you're standing wide open and nobody's near you, that is a harder shot than when you have somebody running at you.
Rather have them in your face. The Spurs right now in the face of the Raptors, enjoying the lead thus far, 83-78. It is the Raptors dance back performing here in the fourth quarter here. The Spurs like to package a victory here since Toronto's such a thorn on their side. Join us, by the way, for singles night at the Spurs on Saturday, December the 11th, when the Spurs take on the Washington Wizards. Co-sponsored by Date Maker and the Express News. This singles night includes game ticket, parking, pre-game party, and free admission into Sunset Station after the game. Call 554-1439 for more details. Tim Duncan back on the court, leading the Spurs here in the fourth and final quarter with 25 points compared to 31. And look at the field goal percentage. Toronto is freezing cold now with only 13% from the field. Nice pass inside, but it looked like Robinson got a block, but the follow gets it to go. Kevin Willis is going to be credited with that basket, I believe, although he's not even on the court. So. Check that. It should probably be John Thomas. John Thomas will get credit for it. Tapped around by David Robinson. Stepping on the line that time was Vince Carter, who's trying to haul it in off the turnover.
Spurs catch a break there. I'm looking at this team for Toronto. Again, they're able to put a power-packed lineup on the floor. And you have D. Brown, who's an excellent three-point shooter, along with Tracy McGrady and Vince Carter. Whenever you can put those two out on the floor at the same time, spells problems for other teams.
It is the last long road trip of the year for the Spurs, and they're right smack in the middle of it, and they've got a tough one against Toronto right now. They're going to have to try and finish. A piece of that one was by Tim Duncan, but the follow by McGrady and the foul.
You can just see how athletic this team is. How often do you see a smaller guy go in with Dave and Tim and out-jump them for the rebound? Here you see him driving to the lane. May have got a piece of it by Tim. Gets his own rebound back and goes right up, right away. Doesn't take time to gather his feet. He explodes like right now and then lays the ball up.
That is the fourth foul on Tim Duncan. And we have 5:44 to play. He misses to convert on the three-point, but they pull the Toronto Raptors within one now. 5.5 left to play in this one. Terry Porter against McGrady, trying to find an open shot. I don't know how he got it off. Robinson finally hauls in the board. It's tapped over to Tim Duncan. He backs it out. But Duncan has it stolen from behind. The pass ahead to McGrady and the monster slam. And Robinson is hurt. David Robinson could have re-injured that shoulder again.
And this has been a tough day all around for this team. They're hanging in there, but for the most part, they've had to bump, fight, and scratch in this game.
David Robinson has gone to the bench. He has re-injured the shoulder, the stinger he had earlier, back after this. Originally injured his right shoulder picking up this stinger when his teammate Tim Duncan accidentally slugged him upside the head going for the rebound. He went down in obvious pain, saying it's a pinched nerve, and then here tonight he re-injures it on this play, Sean.
He really can't see what happened there, but it looked like his head got hit again. That injury just scares me because it's been several weeks now, and it could be something that continues to haunt him for a couple months.
It's called cervical spasms. It's muscle spasms deep in that right shoulder, right above the shoulder blade. It acts like a pinched nerve. It is just as debilitating as that because there's so much intense pain involved. It's taken David out of the game for the time being. Away from the ball, foul. Here's another look, Sean, exactly how he got hurt on this play.
Here you see him fighting on the inside. Yeah, he just got hit again on his shoulder. It looked like Antonio Davis's hip. But, you know, he's strong. He's extremely strong up top. So for this injury to linger, has to concern you a little bit.
D. Brown picks up the foul. That'll be Brown's second of the game. Oh, check that. It was on Thomas. My mistake. His second. Moving around the perimeter. Alley for the three at the shot clock buzzer. Won't go. And fighting for the board is Vince Carter, and he gets it.
And that time, again, Mario shot that a little fast. Maybe because the shot clock was running down. When he let it go, you heard the buzzer go off, but he didn't have time, like he likes, to get his feet set and shoot the ball.
Offensive foul on Toronto. It is picked up that time on the offensive foul. That's going to bring out the boost here. The good news is David Robinson is back in the game.
Well, he's going to tough it out. He knows that his team needs him. With 4.5 minutes left in the game, you're down one. You need him in the game. You have to have him.
Raptors ahead by 1. Just over 4 minutes to play. Ellie with the sweeping right. Won't go. Robinson fighting for the loose ball. Can't haul it in. Carter